Hey guys, my name is Kayla from A Decadent Fair Personal Chefing, and welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're going to be making hot wings, because that's what I'm craving. But we're going to try and do something, well, different for me at least. We're going to bake them. I figure if I can get away with not frying them and they still have the same delicious taste to them, then why not? So we'll see how that goes, and if not, the next time I'll fry them. So I'm going to start with making the sauce. Basically, I'm just going to start with some Frank's Red Hot sauce. I'm going to turn the stove on to like medium, and we'll just work from there. I don't have a recipe or anything. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see how this works out. Looks like maybe that's enough. And then you're going to need some butter. I'm going to start with a 1/4 cup of butter, which is half a stick. And then if I need more, then I can just add more. I'm going to do garlic powder because I didn't feel like wasting cutting board on just a couple of cloves of garlic. Worcestershire sauce. I can't say that word, don't judge me. And I have some apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to do a little bit of that. All of this, there's no specific amounts. I'll be able to tell you more once I see how this tastes and what the amount should be. But that was about 2 tablespoons of vinegar that I just put in there, so we'll see. Okay, so the sauce is heated up, which is all you really need to do. You're not waiting for it to do anything special. I'm going to go ahead and taste it to see how I did with my handy dandy tasting spoon. Ooh, that is acidic, so I think I'm going to try and balance that out with fat. The rest of the butter goes in. Oh yeah. I think it needs a little bit more garlic. I'm also going to add some honey to it. Just because I feel like it. Why not? I think that should do it. Not a lot. I'm not trying to make this like a barbecue or anything sweet, too sweet. I'm not a fan of sweet wings. So this doesn't feel right to me. So that should be good. And if it's too much butter this time, then I can just add the rest of the hot sauce. Just kind of improving. So while that little stick of butter is melting, I'll go ahead and add some salt to my wings. I add those directly to it because, I don't know, that's just what I always do, I guess. Not much, because this does have salt in it, so it's like 1/4 of a teaspoon that I just put in there. And I'll put some pepper directly on them. You can do like a teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm going to toss it. Oh yeah. Toss it, toss it. I guess you could put the salt and all the spices in there, but I just have a thing about meat. I feel like you have to directly season it. If you just put in the sauce, then it's just not, it's not the same. Can't stand unseasoned food. Alright, so that's boiling. I'm probably done. I guess I'll taste it again. Put those things. Oops. I think that's just for me. Just gonna let that boil for a second. And that's it. Easy squeezy. Alright, so my sauce is done and it tastes just right. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off on that. Make sure that you turned your oven on to 400 degrees so that you can just throw your wings in there. But first, I want to add about half of my sauce. I have about 2 cups of sauce, so I'm adding about a cup of sauce to my wings. And this is 24 wings, by the way. Now, food safety rules would say don't do that because it's chicken, you shouldn't have hot things to it, but guess what? They're going right in the oven. So, we'll be alright. Be careful with this part, but it's the only way I know how to do this. Alright, we're done. Let's throw them in the pan. Those look good. And we throw them in the oven. Make sure they're kind of flat out. If you don't put them flat, I have a feeling that they're not going to get crispy the way I want them to. So let's do that. That shouldn't take any more than 20 minutes. Whenever I take them out, I'm then going to add the rest. I'll probably add maybe just half of this sauce to it, depending on how it looks. Just enough to coat it, and you're good to go. Okay, so the wings are done. This is them. They're beautiful. Only thing that I would have to say about them, and this is just coming out of the oven, but only thing that I have to say about them right now is that they don't have very good color like you would get from frying them, of course. I would change that by just putting it on broil for maybe 3 minutes or so at the end of your cooking process if you really, really wanted that color. But that doesn't have any impact on the flavor, so let's just add the hot sauce to it. Okay. And let's stir this up. Not going to toss these like I did last time because they're hot now. And I cleaned this bowl, of course. Please make sure you do that. Ooh, yeah. They look good. All right. Yum. So I'm going to plate these with something I made earlier today, and I am very proud of it. It doesn't look like the most beautiful thing in the world, but it is sweet potatoes baked with candied walnuts and cheese. Gorgonzola cheese is what I would use next time, but I just had brie in there, so it has brie on it. And Gorgonzola cheese would be perfect for the wings, just as far as a theme goes. Don't forget your celery. Alright, so here's my plate. My wings, my sweet potatoes, which is a nice little play on potatoes, which usually will go with that. Instead of fries, you just have sweet potatoes, something different. So let's check these out. Those are really good. I would make those again. The only thing I would do, like I said, is put it on broil at the end. But even so, even though they're not crispy, they still have the flavor there, and they're perfect. And really, when you have wings, they're doused in sauce afterwards, so they're not that crispy unless you get them straight out of the fryer. So let's go ahead and taste this stuff. I should give it a name instead of this stuff, probably. That was hot. But that's really good too. These walnuts, they're super easy. This whole thing took me 20 minutes as far as that side goes. And so maybe 30 minutes if I were to do everything together because I made this earlier. But if you want to see this sweet potato recipe, I'll be doing another video on that next week, so you guys can check that out. And also the recipe for both of these things will be on my website, decadentfare.com, if you want to check those out now instead of waiting. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.